Welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here because today we are going to completely tear down a massive misconception. We're going after what's known as the gene myth. You know, that stubborn, outdated belief that your mental hardwiring is permanently fixed and you're just kind of stuck with the brain you have. Well, if you have ever felt trapped in a loop of anxiety or negative thinking, get ready, because I am going to give you a step-by-step masterclass on how to physically rewrite your brain. We are talking about actual structural renovation of your mind, literally translating ancient wisdom into cutting-edge neurobiology.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the precise biological roadmap we're exploring today. Number 1, deleting old neural hardware. 2, establish somatic safety first. 3, the Philippians 4-8 neural filter. 4, mastering the morning window. And 5, the 63-day transformation timeline.
So let's jump right into section 1, deleting old neural hardware.
Now, before we can build anything new, you really need to realize that your brain is a programmable asset. It's quite literally designed for structural renovation, just waiting for your instructions. Which brings us to this highly provocative question. Can you physically delete a negative thought? And the answer isn't just about experiencing a temporary change in mood or, feeling a little better for an afternoon. No, we are talking about the actual physical deletion of old neural hardware. We are dismantling those deep ruts of tradition and conformity that keep you thinking the exact same negative thoughts day after day. You actually have the biological power to wipe them out.
This happens through a really stunning biological mechanism called synaptic pruning. You can think of this as your brain's ruthless use it or lose it policy. When negative thought loops, what the research actually calls lie pathways, stop receiving electrochemical traffic, your brain notices. It basically says, hey, we aren't using these pathways of anxiety or failure anymore, so it initiates pruning. It literally breaks down and dismantles those unused connections to clear up limited physical space in your skull for brand new structural growth.
And this brilliantly illustrates the difference between conformity and metamorphosis. In the ancient Greek text, conformity is described as suskamatizo, which is this outside-in pressure. Think of it like clay being forced into a mold by external circumstances. But metamorphosis, or metamorpho, is an inside-out reconstruction. Neuroplasticity is the exact biological framework for this inner metamorphosis. It's not just some poetic imagery, right? It is the actual physical reorganization of your brain's structure from the inside out.
That brings us to section 2, establish somatic safety first.
Look, before we even touch the mind, we got to look at the body. The golden rule of this bottom-up architecture is that state precedes story. Cognitive breakthroughs are physically impossible if you are currently locked in a stress response. If your amygdala is firing on all cylinders, throwing you straight into fight or flight, you cannot think your way out of it. It just won't work. You must first downregulate the amygdala to a safe ventral vagal state, because it's only when the brainstem feels safe that the prefrontal cortex can actually come online for that structural renovation we talked about.
So how do we actually do that? Well, here are 2 highly effective physical steps you can take right now. Step 1 is the voo-voo breath. You take a really deep inhale, and on the exhale, you make a low, vibrating voo-voo sound. That vibration physically massages your vagus nerve via your vocal cords, which instantly signals safety down to your brainstem. And then step 2 is heel drops. You just stand on your tiptoes and drop your heels heavily to the floor. This provides a proprioceptive jolt that physically discharges any excess adrenaline, grounding you so your prefrontal cortex can finally re-engage.
All right, section 3, the Philippians 4-8 neural filter.
Now that our nervous system is safe and grounded, we can shift to the top-down cognitive methods. This is all about intentional thought traffic control. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the core principle of neuroplasticity driving this, Hebb's axiom, which states neurons that fire together wire together. Because your brain has limited physical geography, there's this wild phenomenon called competitive neuroplasticity. The old self and the new self are quite literally competing for physical real estate in your brain, and the winner is determined by one thing: where you intentionally direct your attention. The thoughts you focus on get physically stronger, and the ones you ignore get pruned away.
So, to make sure the right pathways win, you need to act as a thought detective. You do this using a rigorous neural filter, famously outlined in Philippians 4:8. You're going to run your automatic thoughts through these 8 criteria. Is it true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, excellent, worthy of praise? If a thought fails this test, you intercept it.
By intentionally replacing negative thoughts with truths that actually meet these criteria, you actively spark new dendrite growth. Your brain actually begins to form beautiful, orderly, geometric patterns of new gray matter right there in the prefrontal cortex.
Let's move on to Section 4, Mastering the Morning Window.
So when is the absolute best time to apply this filter? The crucial point here is that your subconscious is incredibly programmable right after waking up. We call this the morning window. What you feed your brain in those very first moments sets the entire biological frequency for the rest of your day. If you immediately grab your phone and look at stressful news, you are literally paving a highway for anxiety. Instead, try this daily task list. Wake up, immediately perform your boo breath and heel drops to establish physical safety, and then actively run your thoughts through that Philippians 4:8 filter. By doing this, you are perfectly directing that daily neural traffic toward your desired structural growth.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 5, the 63-day transformation timeline.
We've talked about how to prune the old and build the new, but how long does it actually take for these fragile new trails to become permanent biological highways? Let's see how this builds across a very specific, sustained process of persistence. The research actually outlines a really clear timeline. Days 1 through 21 is neural revelation. It's like you're hacking a new, fragile trail through dense neural undergrowth. It takes real effort. But you don't stop there. Days 22 through 63 is the consolidation phase. It takes 3 consecutive 21-day cycles, so 63 days total, for that fragile trail to become a massive, paved, permanent biological highway. By day 64, this truth is no longer something you have to force. It's become your automatic biological default setting. You have physically built the mind of Christ right into your hardware.
All of this leaves us with one final vital question. What truth pathway will you start building tomorrow morning? You are not stuck. Your brain is just waiting for your instructions. You now have the exact tools to downregulate your nervous system, filter your thoughts, and structurally renovate your mind over the next 63 days. So I challenge you to pick one foundational truth today and start blazing that new trail. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see the metamorphosis you achieve.
Thanks for joining us on Bible Brain Connections. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, click on the next video, or check out our video playlist so you can learn more about these brilliant connections between science and scripture. Also, please leave a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Well, goodbye for now, and we'll see you in the next video.